one place in the federal guidelines where you can have 10 machines and get 1 year of community service and 1
50 Cent has once again lit up the internet. This time taking direct aim at T.I. in what fans are calling one of his most brutal takedowns yet. The Queens mogul didn't mince words during a fiery live stream, calling Tip a Hollywood clown and accusing him of selling out his roots to chase mainstream fame. The rant came after T.I. made comments about prioritizing his acting career and distancing himself from the rap game.
I said, how you feel when them New York and shit like 50 and all them niggas be trying to do all that old?
I'ma tell you something. When you're fighting a man with no arms, expect to get
50 pounced on the opportunity, blasting him for abandoning the culture that made him. You ain't thinking of the South no more. 50 sneered that you're just another actor trying to play tough on red carpets. Social media instantly caught fire with fans split down the middle. Some applauded 50 for keeping it real, while others defended T.I.'s versatility and career longevity. Memes flooded Twitter, painting the clash as yet another iconic 50 Cent feud. T.I. has not issued a full response yet, but insiders say he isn't letting the insult slide and may fire back soon. With 50's reputation for relentless trolling and T.I.'s pride on the line, this feud could quickly spiral into one of the year's ugliest hip-hop battles. T.I. learned the hard way when 50 Cent began dragging him relentlessly over long-standing snitching allegations. That label has stuck with T.I. for years, shadowing his career and earning him constant disrespect from peers and critics alike. 50 was among the loudest voices keeping the controversy alive, ensuring the stigma followed T everywhere he went.
When they want to try, look, even for me personally, my character, they would try to attack my character. They'll say he a rat or he just a snap.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is ask him who I told on.
Paperwork.
I ain't never told on no in my life.
Yeah.
In the Prem situation, look at this case. It'll tell you who told on.
Right.
My name ain't in that case.
At first, T.I. attempted to brush off 50 Foot's remarks and keep things professional, but the situation escalated. Tensions rose and T.I. eventually fired shots off his own. Instead of letting the issue fade, he challenged 50 to a 20-track Verzuz battle, even suggesting it take place as a birthday event. That move only fueled 50's infamous pettiness. Here surfaced the old 2008 Crimestoppers commercial where T.I. encouraged citizens to report crimes and the internet had a field day with it. Despite their history of collaboration, including joint tracks and mutual respect early on, the accusations never stopped haunting T.I.'s name. Adding fuel to the fire, recent rumors claim T.I. was once in line to play Davis Milan in Power, but allegedly lost the role because of his feud with 50. T.I. denied the speculation, insisting there was no truth to it and stating that both men share respect. However, 50 himself has never confirmed that narrative, leaving space for more questions and debate within the culture. How did T.I. end up with this lasting reputation that keeps 50 Cent and others at arm's length? How did things spiral so far between them? And what's the reality of their relationship today? To understand it, the timeline has to be broken down carefully. 50 and T go way back, and their tensions are far from new. Beyond the constant shade 50 throws across social media, the beef with T.I. really boils down to a few pivotal factors. First, T.I.'s relentless push.
You see a snitch, slap him when you see him, knock his nose off. So next time I'm out, instead of asking for a picture like a little hoe and come on, knock my nose out if you think I'm a snitch. Come on, quit smiling in my face trying to get in my section. Don't play with me. Who think you're talking to? Play with your name. King never gave no information to get anybody in no now time with no police. If I am working with the police, it'll be to get him to shoot. What you talking about? Play with me.
For a Verzuz showdown rubbed many the wrong way. He wouldn't let the idea die even when others saw it as unnecessary. Then T.I. stirred the pot further by criticizing East Coast rappers, which naturally put him on a collision course with 50. But the most damaging chapter came from that infamous 2007 Crimestoppers advertisement. At the time, T.I. was facing severe legal trouble, busted on weapons charges, and staring down the possibility of a 20-year sentence. To soften his image and possibly influence his fate, T.I. appeared in a public service announcement urging citizens to report crimes. While the intent may have been image rehabilitation, it didn't land that way in hip-hop. For many peers, it screamed betrayal of the code. The moment the ad aired, whispers of T.I. being a snitch spread like wildfire, and 50 Cent wasted no time. He was one of the loudest voices keeping that narrative alive, even immortalizing it in music. On Gun It's You So Tough, 50 mocked T.I. with lines about dodging heavy time through suspicious means, questioning how serious charges could result in such a light sentence. That cemented the perception for many. I said, how do you explain how homie breeze? They said, keep your mouth shut or you eat the cheese. With those words, 50 Cent threw a sharp spotlight back on T.Y.'s darkest chapter. He was referencing the infamous 2007 ordeal that derailed T.Y.'s image and fueled the snitching rumors that never left him.
Innocent or guilty, criminal or citizen, that could get them any time for any crime. Say, look, if it say, sir, did you see such and such and such, do such and such and such? Oh, wait a minute, only time, the only time.
That year, just hours before T.I. was set to perform at the BET Hip Hop Awards, federal agents swooped in. He was arrested on serious weapons charges. The twist, his own bodyguard, secretly working as a federal informant, handed over 3 machine guns and silencers in exchange for $12,000 cash. The deal was caught, and the fallout was immediate. As a convicted felon, T.I. had no legal right to possess firearms, especially not high-powered automatic weapons. The case looked airtight. Yet, despite the gravity of the charges, T.I. avoided what most would assume to be a mandatory decade-long sentence. Instead, his punishment was shockingly lenient. 1 year of house arrest, 1,500 hours of community service, and an unspecified short prison stint. This is where 50 Cent's commentary gained traction on You So Tough. He rapped about how even the best legal team would normally secure 9 or 10 years at minimum for charges of this magnitude. The fact that T.I. walked away with such a light penalty left room for speculation. 50 didn't directly name T.I., but hadn't need to. The lines were clear and the implications were heavy. In interviews, he slightly suggested that the public already connected the dots, branding T.I. with the dreaded snitch label. And once that perception spread, it followed him relentlessly, regardless of the official record. Now, as for T.I., he was questioned about all this around the time Gunnet dropped You So Tough. Back then, he seemed ready to give 50 Cent the benefit of the doubt. Though truthfully, T.I. was in no position to wage war. With the feds circling, silence was his safest move. But the calm never lasted. By 2020, the infamous Crimestoppers video resurfaced and immediately reignited controversy. The timing was sharp. Right when Tekashi 69 dominated headlines for testifying against 9 Trey members, hip-hop was buzzing with conversations about snitching. And T.I.'s video landed right in the middle of it. Once 50 Cent caught wind of the clip, he pounced. He jumped in Twitter joking that the first track play in a Verzuz battle against T.I. would be You So Tough.
I've seen the post today where they were saying that you were supposed to be in, I guess one of the Power, what's the name? I guess 2 of the actors on the show said that you were actually supposed to be on the show and then they replaced you with Method Man and they weren't expecting it or something.
No, that's not true. 50 and I, we were executive producers on a different show outside of the Power universe. But nah, man, me and 50 cool. I'm the only one who's not offended by his brass approach, and he's not offended by mine. So, you know, we play rough, but we ain't no issues.
The tweet came packaged with both the Crimestoppers ad and an audio snippet of the track. The internet ran wild, turning T.I. into a trending topic overnight. Of course, T.I. didn't let it slide. He fired back in the comments, denying any accusations of cooperating with law enforcement. He insisted he had never provided information to secure lighter sentencing for himself or to put anyone else behind bars. But he didn't stop there. T.I. also threw shade back at 50, suggesting maybe 50 himself had skeletons to hide from his past. He wrote, the video clip is skewed. Poor taste, but cute. However, I prefer facts. I've never given any information to any form of law enforcement to get nobody no time for no crime ever. The statement was clear, but by then the snitch narrative had already stuck. 50 Cent, can you say the same? That was T.I.'s sharp response. Both didn't stop there. Instead, here posted 50's jab on Instagram and dropped a long caption, doubling down on his challenge for a Verzuz battle. Tip wrote, I'll take this as an acceptance off my catalog challenge. We got him. Hebet the bait. Set this up so I can finally shut this watermelon head. Invisible neck ninja up once and for all. Once again, T.I. denied cooperating with law enforcement, insisting the Crimestoppers clip was nothing more than an outdated tool for public service. As far as this clip goes, it's skewed, old, outdated, and in poor taste, much like your catalog, 50 Cent, but facts remain. I've never given any information to any form of law enforcement to get anybody time for any crime. Then came the dagger. T.I. claimed that Supreme, the infamous Queen's figure who had long-standing beef with 50, told him to ask 50 the same question. Could I say he never cooperated? From there, Tip fired off his final words. Let's set this date. Select your songs off that one hot album you got, and let's lay your little overrated, outdated, steroid-inflated catalog to rest.
Hey, what's happening, y'all? Some people call me Tip, but this is about another kind of tip that can help our mothers, our sisters, our brothers, and our fathers help get the perpetrators who commit crimes against them off the streets. All you gotta do is call Crimestoppers Atlanta. Tips can be anonymous, and there's even a reward. The number to Crimestoppers Atlanta is 404-577-8477. That's 404-577-TIPS. Channel 2, community.
See what I'm saying? But they talking about, they try to use that I need to order protection, but why it feels like I'm the here then? If I needed protection, you needed protection, and your protection gone.
Ripped of 50 Cent's catalog. I've seen you call others clowns for years but not thinking. You got the right one. Hashtag bring me to. Clearly 50 Cent struck a nerve. Ty wasn't letting this slide and instead brushing it off, he went full force to defend his name. Shortly after unloading an Instagram, he jumped on Instagram Live with comedian Kelly Dub Walker, addressing the snitching allegations yet again. T insisted he had no history of cooperating with the feds, and he was determined to set the record straight, but of course, it didn't end there. Tia still wasn't done speaking and he brought up that infamous Crimestoppers commercial again during an appearance on the Big Facts podcast. When asked how he felt about people calling him a rat because of the ad, Tip doubled down and stood firm on his earlier comments, refusing to budge on his stance. When the host pressed further, specifically asking how he felt about New York rappers like 50 Cent throwing shade over the ad, T.I. had more to say, attempting to explain his reasoning while dismissing outside criticism. But that's when the situation escalated again. Roughly a week after the interview aired, 50 Cent decided to clap back. Ina now deleted Instagram post, here posted a clip from T.I.'s podcast appearance with a direct warning. Hugh wrote, "This was a week ago. This man was telling me about a comedy show Hugh was working on backstage. I don't like this kind of energy. It wouldn't be a good idea to come around me again, respectfully, stay away from me." The drama had already reached messy levels, but it didn't stop there. Things got even more heated after the tragic death of King Von. Shortly after the Chicago rapper was killed in Atlanta on November 6, 2020, T.I. decided to weigh in on the city's violence. His words sparked immediate backlash, and 50 was one of the first to call him out publicly, making the fire burn even hotter. Tip wrote, "Atlanta is a beautiful, progressive city filled with black excellence. We uplift each other and win together. Stop coming here to kill each other. That is just played out." He captioned the post with "Handle your beefs in your city. Thanks in advance, King." But that statement didn't sit right with many, especially in the aftermath of King Van's death. This is when 50 Cent decided to check T again. 50 shared an Instagram story posted by King Van's sister, Kayla, who asked 50 to step in on the family's behalf. Kayla wrote, "And these are facts. But the energy he always putting in people business need to be the same energy he need to make it right with his daughter. No way is my brother 50 Cent get on his ad." When 50 caught wind of Kayla's post, he directly addressed T.I. He said, "You got to chill. You bugging for saying anything? They got casualties, this is real. I don't know what you was thinking, but rethink it. Now they are hurting. They love that boy. He was way out. I bet you don't even realize they were looking at you for what you just said. What had you from again? Come on now. It's quiet time now." That response forced T into silence, at least for a moment. But as expected, he didn't stay quiet for long. Soon after, new rumors began swirling. Word spread that Tip was close to landing a role in 50 Cent's Power universe, but supposedly lost the opportunity because he kept taking public shots at 50. Naturally, Tia stepped in to clear the air, denying the claim and insisting that his issues with 50 had nothing to do with him missing out on the role. The speculation kicked off when Gianni Paolo, who plays Braden Weston on Power, spoke to TMZ about whispers that T was originally supposed to play Davis Lean, the slick attorney now portrayed by Method Man. Portrayed by none other than Method Man, and according to Michael Rainey Jr., who plays Tarek. The cast showed up on set one day and Method Man was simply there. No warning, no heads up. Nothing. Whispers behind the scenes quickly suggested that some feud between 50 Cent and T might have been the reason Method Man slid into the role instead of Tip, but when T caught wind of this gossip, he wasted no time addressing it. He hopped on Tony the Closer's podcast to set the record straight, insisting that there was absolutely no truth to the rumors about him being cast as Davis Mlan. He doubled down, claiming that he and 50 actually hold a lot of respect for one another. Still, while T.I. was out here praising 50, the silence from 50 Cent spoke volumes. He didn't both confirm or deny whether that respect was mutual. And while 50 isn't dragging T.I. the way he's been doing with other rivals lately, one thing is clear. 50 never forgets. Even if he's laying low now, history shows that tension has a way of resurfacing in his world. Fans, of course, are split down the middle. Some say 50 was right to call out T.I., pointing to his suspiciously light sentence, and infamous Crimestoppers ad. One fan even wrote, "I've never in my life seen a 1-year sentence for over 30 guns. Something doesn't add up." Others fired back, claiming that 50 has no room to talk, flipping the snitching label back in his direction and calling it a case of the pot, calling the kettle black. So, what's the real truth behind all this? Is 50 exposing something everyone else is too scared to say, or is this just another example of old grudges fueling new rumors? One thing certain, these two names stay tied together in controversy, and fans will keep dissecting every move. If you made it this far, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update on hip-hop's biggest feuds and untold stories. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming.